The 114th Tennessee General Assembly will convene at noon Memphis time tomorrow. Lawmakers have already been meeting and submitting bills ahead of the session. Mike Carpenter, the principal at Carpenter Civic Strategies here in Shelby County, is with us this morning, and he's the political strategist back on the red couch to talk about what we can expect from this session this time around. All right, a lot going on, right?
A lot going on, right?
What would you say is the top topic?
Well, I think clearly the main topic is private school vouchers or school choice education savings accounts, depending on which side of the issue that you're on. But that the governor has made that his signature proposal and tried with it last year, couldn't get it through the legislature, and so it's back again this year with some tweaks.
So some argue that it's helping with education. Others argue that money is going to be used in private schools, so it takes it away from the public to pay for private schools. Can you just talk about what this has been going on for a while?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so actually a pilot was passed in 2019, and some folks may remember this, that when Glenn Cassada was the Speaker of the House, Glenn Cassada, who's currently under indictment for different issues, but in the House the vote was tied, and on the voting board, Cassada held the board open for about 45 minutes while they horse traded to come up with the vote needed to pass it. So there was a lot of controversy around it the first time, and the pilot program applied to Memphis, Shelby County schools, Hamilton County schools, and Davidson County schools. And so that pilot has been going on now for a few years, and so now the governor is ready, would like to expand that, open up 20,000 vouchers to students across the state, no matter what school district that you're in.
Okay, and yeah, because you can't cherry pick what a law is for in a state. It has to be blanket, right? And that just wasn't going over well.
That's right. So a lot of, particularly most public schools leaders are opposed to this idea, and especially if you're in a rural school where that have tended to perform better on state standardized tests, and say, hey, our schools are doing okay, our students are doing okay, so why do we need this voucher? And it's going to pull money away from the public schools. And so what the governor's done in response is he's done a couple of things. One is he has said that the vouchers don't just apply to low-income students anymore. Half of them will go to low-income students, but half of them will go to students whose families make $173,000 or less, so middle and upper income families. And in addition to that, what we're going to do is we're going to hold the school system harmless. So meaning that if a student takes the voucher and goes to a private school, we're going to give that money back to the public school, and we're going to give teachers a $2,000 bonus.
Okay,
and we're going to take the money from sports betting and wagering and apply that toward schools. See, so they've sweetened the pot for sure.
Okay, let's talk about the possibility of a special session.
Yeah, so my sources are telling me that that there will be a special session, and it's highly likely, probably the last week of January, and it'll be a special session to definitely deal with the voucher issue and possibly to deal with disaster funding from Hurricane Helene in those eastern Tennessee counties that were devastated.
What's the holdup with that money?
So several things. One is that initially what the governor did is he took some money from a TennCare fund to use to help local governments, and the primary reason that he did that is because the federal government requires that local governments put out the money first and then get reimbursed. Well, a lot of these small local governments really don't have the reserves to be able to engage in this kind of disaster recovery. So first of all, there were some loans to help local government be able to do that. And then I think what we're talking about is sort of long-term recovery here and how we're going to pay for that.
Okay, so I have 3 more questions in less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so the grocery tax.
Yeah, so grocery tax was a bill actually introduced last year by the Democrats. The Republicans, who are the supermajority, didn't let it come out of committee and
that would be to lower the
grocery tax, correct? And so now a couple of Republican legislators have a very similar bill to also lower the grocery tax. The problem is that we're a sales tax dependent state, and so with the governor recently rebating and the legislature recently recently rebating corporate taxes to the tune of almost $1.5 billion, and the fact that revenue growth is between 1% and 3% right now. I think the grocery tax is going to have a hard time passing, but with Republican leadership behind it, anything can happen.
Supermajority of Republicans. Okay, so very quickly, the property tax cap, is that a possibility?
Yeah, I think the property tax cap is a possibility. I think that could create some issues for local governments as costs continue to rise and more need, because it's the primary source for local governments to raise revenue.
Okay, Speaker Cameron talked about the state coming in to take over the school board. We just talked about there's all this dissension. Do you think that could happen, that discussion?
I think it's unlikely. I mean, certainly there's a means, a way that the state could probably do that. I think the issue is that's a big bite that the state doesn't want to bite off, I think, at this point. I think they would rather solve it in some other ways, and so I think it's doubtful that would happen.
Okay, so much going on. We couldn't even talk about everything, but we appreciate you coming and breaking everything down for us so just we know where we are in our heads. Thank you, Mike Carpenter.
Thank you.